Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you my crayfish family. I have lots of information and a great video to share with you and a surprise, so please stay tuned. This is my 75-gallon aquarium that is home to my crayfish family. In this aquarium, I have an assortment of sizes totaling 10 crayfish. The smaller crayfish are at risk of being eaten, but you'll soon see why I'm not too upset if I lose a few here and there. I have totally fallen in love with these creatures, so let me show you why. I just did a water change, and this is the reason why. I set up this private home for a female I found holding a hoard of eggs. I use a 16 by 12 inch tub. It's 6 inches deep, although I only keep the water at 4 inches. I threw in a lovely silk vine, which I'm very fond of, and a small pleco house for her. I'll tell you, it didn't take her long at all to make herself at home. I want to show you her eggs, but I don't want to disturb her too much. You know, I started out with 4 crayfish and now have well over 40. Just going to try and coax her out. I'm shaking her gently. Here she comes. She's a big girl. And she's so pretty. And look she's loaded with eggs. I have had moms hatch out their eggs in my turtle pond. By the number of eggs she has here, it's very obvious that my other batches that were in the pond were eaten. This time I've decided to separate the mom and give the babies a better chance at surviving. Now I certainly don't need 200 baby crayfish, but if 20 survive, I'll be very happy. Good luck, Mom. So let's take a closer look at my 75-gallon crayfish family. I just did a water change and I added lots more rocks. The rocks are mostly across the back of the tank, and I set them in so that there would be lots of nooks and crannies for the crayfish. There's also other, like this little fake log. Now this guy is the biggest one in the tank, and he has both his claws. But you'll see most of the others are missing their one claw. There's a young one. Now the young ones don't get colorful like the adults until they're probably 3 inches. Then they have a full inch to grow to become full adults. But looking through the tank, it's funny, it's like, where's Waldo? See that guy here, right up here in the top corner on the right? He's in the tree. I just find it so funny, crayfish climbing trees. Now those little bits of, those are the tiny pellets that I feed them. They're shrimp pellets. I also have algae pellets, algae wafers, and spirulina pellets as well. Now this is a younger one. He's still not into his colors. And that fella back there just took himself a pellet. And it's just so interesting how they hold them. They'll use their large claw to pull the food toward them, and then they use all those little extra feet that I'm so envious of for holding their food. There's another one in the foliage. It seems every time I watch these guys, I'm learning more and more about them. Like the first time that one of them molted, I thought he was dead, and I was really upset. But since I have seen those shells of their molting, now I realize that they're just molting. And that's a good sign, because that's a very healthy part of their existence. Crayfish make excellent pets because they are hardy and active and very interesting to watch. Crayfish are even known to interact with their human companions on occasion. And I found that out because when I feed them, sometimes if I put my finger on the glass, one of the crayfish, usually the bigger ones, will come to the glass and put their pinchers way up in the air as if they're saying, "Hi there." It's very important to have a good cleaning or maintenance schedule for these guys because they can make their tank pretty mucky pretty fast because all the molting they do, and they hoard their food, and sometimes that will sit and start to get bad. So it's vitally important to keep their home well maintained. I did mention that my crayfish eat pellets. Well, they eat a lot of other things. In fact, I have fake plants because if I put live plants in this tank, within a 24-hour period, they'd probably be nearly stripped of any leaves. So that's another thing you can feed them is leafy greens, green vegetables, zucchini circles, that kind of thing. And they also like bits of fresh food or shrimp or any of the frozen things. And they like earthworms. And if you don't know, I raise my own earthworms. I have now 2 earthworm bins, and I have a host of earthworms, and those are mostly for my turtles. Seeing them climb the trees, it's easy to believe that they would climb out of their habitat. But I think they prefer being in the water. So I'm really not expecting these guys to leave their tank. I did mention about the crayfish molting and shedding their skin. Well, it may look unsightly in the tank, but don't remove it because the crayfish will eat them and take in all the nutrients that were left in the shell. You shouldn't feed your crayfish right after molting either. It's important to give them 3 to 5 days of no food when they're in their molting season. And I'm finding that when one molts, usually they all start to molt in the same time period. I will be updating you as soon as Mama has her babies all hatched. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Have a wonderful day tomorrow, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.